And on now to explore our very first tip-top top-tip topic. And today's tip-top top-tip topic is the top-tip topic of what to do in the kitchen. So come and join us in the kitchen.
Top tips. Top tips.
Welcome to the Top Tip Kitchen, and today we'll be showing you how to save time, money and expense and bits of string in the kitchen.
That's right, and first off, how to save some money, Vic.
Right.
Well, we all know how expensive cheddar's become these
Oh.
days, hasn't it though, Vic? So, instead of cheddar, buy the relatively inexpensive Swiss cheese, the one with the holes in, and simply fill in the holes with butter or margarine, and no one will ever know.
That is a lot more palatable than cheddar.
I believe so.
And talking of cheese, 2 lightly buttered pieces of bread here with cheese in between makes a really exciting lunchtime snack. In fact, I call this my exciting lunchtime snack.
Don't you mean sandwich, Vic?
Pardon?
It's a sandwich.
What do you mean?
Oh, it doesn't matter. It was invented by Lord Wellington of cardigans many, many years ago. But mind you, even in those days, they did have a problem with stopping the bread from going very dry.
I hate that.
I hate that.
No, I hate that.
No, but I hate it.
No. I think you found it's I hate that.
No. All right, you hate it and I hate it as well, all right? But even today, with our modern radio-controlled bread bins, it's still a problem stopping your bread from going dry.
And that's why we keep our bread submerged in a bucket of moist water. Like this one here.
Oh, that's lovely and moist, like ox tongue.
Lovely,
Gorgeous.
yes. Here's another good idea. Pop it in the freezer, like so, and when it's frozen you can sculpt it into these lovely animal shapes. Aren't they sweet? And when they've thawed, you can offer them to the children as a kind of sacrifice, or just simply use them as animal bread zoo figures.
Do you know what else I hate, Vic?
What?
Your oven gloves falling onto the kitchen floor, soiling themselves.
Terrible, I know exactly what you mean. You're coming from a hard day's work at the office, trailing cement dust, bricks, clods of earth, possibly reeking of toxicaricanis, and before you know it, your oven gloves are on the floor.
That's right. It's very, very, very distressing indeed. So here's a tip. What I do is I've attached a smaller length of elasticate to my oven gloves so that I can store them on the ceiling. As soon as you've finished your task at hand, might be cooking pies, might be cooking pancakes, I don't know. As soon as you've finished your task, release the gloves and they'll be tended to carefully, having their hair combed by the kitchen angels.
Of course, you don't need to waste a fortune on oven gloves. Washing up gloves do just as well.
Cleanliness in the kitchen is good advice. It is paramount. For instance, did you know the best way to keep monkeys out of the kitchen is by hiding bananas on top of the wardrobe in your bedroom? You didn't know that, did you?
Oh, meaty pie, how you make me cry, oh, pies.
What's the matter, Bob?
I've been cooking a meat pie that it always reminds me of my dead granny.
Happily, though, I did have the foresight to ask the undertaker to remove her dentures prior to cremation, and I found that they make a superb pastry cutting tool. See how they cut the pie crust into a shape that will delight.
And I suppose having the dentures nearby evokes many happy memories of your deceased grandmother during her living period.
Oh, it does, yes.
Anyway, on a safety note, have you noticed how many times you chop off your fingers when you're cutting vegetables? Here's a tip. Have somebody else hold the vegetables whilst you enjoy the chopping.
As a one-time Arctic explorer and window dresser for mother care, I soon learnt the value of hanging on to those old disposable razors, as they make excellent potato peelers. What's more, if you take the potato peelings and put them on your grandfather's face whilst he's sleeping, you can reenact a scene from The Singing Detective.
Housewives, ever been spat at by a sausage? I know I have, and those hospital bills are killers. That's why I always wear a welding helmet like this and a lovely leather apron.
Vic,
Yes.
does that also apply to bacon?
No, just frying.
Oh, right. I tell you what worries me about sausages, Vic, is how do you prevent a small child from picking up a hot sausage and thereby burning their eager little fingers?
Oh, terrible. Whoa, makes you shudder, doesn't it? What you do is, Bob, when they've been cooked, You put them down on the work surface and tape them down with highly coloured masking tape, as I've done here. And these, you know, make fantastic party food.
They're an ideal party food, and if any of you out there are thinking of holding a party, here's some essential advice for all party hosts. Ah, Vic, I can see that you're holding there a half pint of delicious foaming stout.
Yes, well, you'd be wrong there, Bob, because it's not a half pint of stout. It's a half pint of Marmite topped with shaving foam. It looks just the same, and it has the added bonus of tasting nicer.
What I found is that if you pop an Alka-Seltzer into a newly opened can of beer, you get exactly that fast flow effect that you get from a widget. And of course, the added advantage is you won't wake up the next day with a hangover.
That'd be terrible, that, wouldn't it? But, Bob, what can we do at our party for our vegetarian guests?
Well, good question, Vic. And who better to answer it for us than the Cuban's president, Mr. Fidel Castro?
Excuse me. You know, the vegetarians in my junta are always going on about how soya and nut cutlets are indistinguishable from real meat. So whenever I have a presidential bash, I give them real meat. They never noticed a difference.
Thank you, Mr. Castro. I adored your first album. Anyway, Vic, we're nearing the end of the party. The food's down. Hopefully it's going to stay down. How would you like to round off the evening?
Coffee and a nice sharp mint imperial.
Oh, mint imperials. I love them.
Aren't they lovely? But we're going to concentrate on coffee now.
We will come back to the mint, so won't we,
Yes,
Vic?
yes, I hope so. Here's a tip on how to serve up fresh ground coffee without the expense of a percolator. You simply put the coffee in a pot, add hot water, and ask your guests to drink it through stockings over the heads, so the bits won't get swallowed.
And I can imagine, Vic, that you could alter the denier of the stockings used, depending on whether you wanted espresso, cappuccino, or coarse ground coffee. Oh, look at that, Vic. I hate that.
I know what you mean, kids' elbows on the table. Why do they do it? It's just such a coarse and common activity.
I know, it just seems to be natural to them, you know, to act like that. Is there any way of stopping it, Vic?
Of course there is. Follow me. Now then, Bob, I'm going to ask you now to pour this cement on the table, if you
Cement?
could. Yes, just pour it on the middle.
Right.
That's it there. That's it, lovely. Now we'll smooth it out there, right across the table, east to west, north to south, right across there. Oh, we'll just smooth it all out there.
Yeah.
Get it right across the table. Excuse me, children. Making sure there's an area there for the clear to put their plates back on.
Right.
We then simply sprinkle with broken glass.
Right.
Now those children aren't going to put their elbows back on that table again, are they?
No, let's see. Put your balls back on. No elbows there, Vic, do you see?
No, not a thing.
That certainly works. And do you know, Vic, it actually works for adults as well. Let me show you. See? It's incredible, isn't it? Well, that certainly whetted my appetite for some more top-tip-top